Are you considering renewing your lease directly with your landlord? Wait, don't sign that lease just yet. Let's dive into the top 10 magical reasons why it might not be the best idea. Firstly, missing out on the opportunity of creating a competitive environment with your surrounding market. By going directly to your landlord, you're obviously telegraphing to your landlord that you're not going to market, which tells them that you will continue to occupy the same old space you've been occupying, and you 100% are not a flight risk to their fear of vacancies. So you just calmed the storm for their nerves during your negotiation conversations, which in turn could, and most likely will, land you at the highest side of the strike zone for your next 3 to 5 years, or even more, depending how long you sign the lease agreement for. There may be better deals out there that you're unaware of that's safer for your employees' vehicles, so they will no longer get broken into, or with more space inside of an upgraded class or newer building with the features and amenities you've always hoped for, or perhaps near Pete's and Starbucks coffee and walking distance to your favorite restaurants to wine and dine your business clients that fly in from out of town for the same price or less than what you're currently paying for, possibly even without personal guarantees. Secondly, landlords are not always advocating for your best interest. They are not obligated to have your best interest. In fact, they don't. Because sometimes they're acting as dual représentants. Just look at the agreement itself. It may just say this, which means they are technically representing both you and the landlord. At the heart of it, they were hired by the landlord. It's kind of like getting sued by a major retailer and then using that major retailer's hired attorney they paid for to also represent you. And you may just end up somewhere you defiantly don't want to be locked away for your next 3 to 5 years or longer. Thirdly, negotiation power. A third-party agent, aka a true tenant rep, will negotiate only on your behalf, potentially securing you more favorable terms all around. Landlords usually have the upper hand in direct negotiations, as you hopefully just found out in my experience and stories I've heard, especially if you're golfing buddies with them or if it's the owner's bother-in-law. OMG, if this is the case, please start running towards Hagrid to protect you from Lord Voldemort. Fourthly, the absence of a buffer. When you deal directly with the landlord, you're putting yourself in the firing line for any issues or disputes. Why would you want that when you have a regular day job? You focus on your regular, more important responsibilities, and please give us an opportunity to handle this acting as your intermediary to help you manage these situations more effectively towards your favor. Fifthly, lease complexities. Leases can be complicated and filled with so much jargon. In fact, we know in most cases they are. Every lease is different, just like every landlord is different. Did you know that some landlords charge tenants for the overhanging roof space outside of the building where the rain drips off of? Without an expert on your side to help you understand this and so much more you probably wouldn't believe, you may end up agreeing to terms that are obviously not in your favor, unless, that is, you decide to hire someone who would agree that their designated office is located on top of the roof outside, with the natural elements like rain and sun, with the turkeys and wild birds on the edge of the roof. The sixth reason is the lack of market knowledge. Landlords may not be up to date with current market trends and pricing, which can lead to overpricing, or if you're extremely lucky, you run into an armature who was hired to be a part of and protect a multi-million-dollar portfolio undervaluing of the property. Seventh, maintenance and repair responsibilities. Did you know that in most cases, we can negotiate free tenant improvements into your lease agreement, aka TI money, to refresh your old, outworn office with markings on the wall from Karen, who got fired for staining the carpet from her coffee-spilled arguments, without a third party involved to help negotiate these into the agreement for you? Landlords may not be as prompt or diligent in bringing this up, or in addressing all your current maintenance issues. The eighth reason is the lack of transparency. Without a true third party, aka a tenant rep, there's a greater chance of hidden costs and charges appearing in your lease, and we are not just referring to the escalations. Ninth, the absence of professional advice. A third party can provide expert advice on various aspects of the lease agreement, ensuring you're making the most informed financial decision for your company over the next 3 to 5 years or even longer. Finally, the 10th reason is it won't cost you a dime to leverage us as your tenant rep. It's completely free to tenants who work with us. So there you have it. 10 compelling reasons to reconsider when renewing your lease directly with your landlord. It's crucial to remember that having a professional third party on your side, and we are not referring to the landlord's hired rep, we are referring to a true tenant rep on your side. It can make the process smoother, more favorable to you, the tenant, and more beneficial for your entire company. In summary, by renewing directly with your landlord, you may miss out on creating a competitive environment when it's time to talk turkey. Without expert advice, negotiation power, a buffer for disputes, understanding lease complexities, market knowledge, prompt maintenance, transparency, professional advice, and an unbiased agreement. So before you sign that lease, take a moment to consider these points and reach out to us. It might just save you a lot of hassle, money, and time in the long run, so you can catch up on your missed Netflix episodes.